Hey guys, so my name is Gypsy Rose, for those of you who don't know, which probably a lot of you don't. I kind of played around with the idea of making a YouTube video a few months ago, but I never ended up pulling the trigger and actually doing it. So I'm here today to tell you the problems with OnlyFans. I can drop my link below, and so you'll be able to see that if you get inspired to check out OnlyFans and make your own. Then I can leave you my referral link. This is just one of many videos that I'm gonna go through with you, so you'll be able to figure out all the problems with OnlyFans, and then in my next video, you'll be able to see all the benefits of OnlyFans. So for sure, if I inspire you at all, just use my referral link if you feel the want to do that. With that being said though, the first and probably one of the biggest issues that OnlyFans has is the overpopulation. If you ask any creator or if you watch any YouTube video, you will honestly see the same problem, and that is honestly like one of the biggest ones. Because of COVID that's been going on this last little over a year now, or almost a year, or what have you. Because people have lost their jobs, because people get laid off because of this, that, the third, people have been taking to OnlyFans because it's a relatively easy and pretty safe way of making money, virtually. So, wow. They're just words. So, with that being said, like, you know, it's a blessing and a curse at the same time. It's a blessing because, you know, that it's awesome because, you know, that means that a ton of people are using the site, a bunch of people are seeing what you're up to, like, you know, that gives you opportunities to grow. And obviously, as a content creator, that is something that you really want. But on the flip side, there's gonna be people who have better ways of making money. There's going to be a lot of competition. There's going to be a lot of insecurities that come with, like, the job, you know? So that is kind of one of the biggest things. I know for me, I follow a lot of creators, and I'm always like, I mean, for one, a lot of them that, like, I follow are just really attractive, and so I'm like, oh my goodness, like, she's gorgeous, or, oh, wow, like, he's really attractive, like, you know, and I'm just kind of like, whoa, like, this is awesome. But then on, like, the business aspect of it, I'm, like, I'm watching, I'm seeing what, like, other people are doing, I'm trying to get ideas, like, trying to kind of just get, like, trying to see what other people are doing, that way I can morph them into my own idea. And so when I personally go and see other content creators, like, doing certain things, it's like, oh my gosh, like, I really wish I could recreate that, but I can't because I'm mostly a solo creator, or, oh, I can't do that because I don't have a hot tub, or, oh, like, that's a really cool idea, but I don't have a balcony, or, like, something of the sort, you know? And it's like, there's all these really cool ideas, but there's all these limitations that come with it. So you're constantly just trying to figure out, like, well, how can I do that? Or how can I make myself not better, but, like, make myself stand out, you know? Because that's all that it is. It's like any business. You want to stand out, and if you don't stand out, you're not going to get the best, like, outcome. So that's kind of, like, the overpopulation is kind of the killer with that in that sense. Another issue, kind of trailing on from that one, is, that when you're going in marketing, you're not able to market in all social media platforms. So, Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, there's dating websites like Bumble, Tinder, Plenty of Fish. Like, there's all these sites that if you go and you put your link inside of the bio or inside of the feed, or if you like link it up wherever, like whatever it is, you will actually get banned. So I know somebody personally who posted their OnlyFans on their personal Snapchat, and they ended up losing like 5+ years of like all their family's pictures and stuff like that that had been saved, because like it got wiped. Like she is unable to go and use the Snapchat anymore. I know I personally got banned from all the dating websites, so Tinder, Bumble, and Plenty of Fish. I had really good luck with doing Plenty of Fish, so that was a wicked bummer, but like I made the account and then I linked it and then they banned me. And then I made another account and then they marked me for spam, because when I had done that, I had like copied and pasted like kind of like the same thing, I guess. Because you know, I was getting a bunch of messages or whatever, and it was relatively the same thing, so like I would copy and paste it, change up a few words, and it still was just like, oh hey, like you said kind of this to 5 other people or whatever, who asked literally the same question. And so it's like I ended up getting banned for that, which was a super like bummer. So like now I can't use any of the dating websites. So that's kind of just something that you got to be like wary about as well. I don't personally use Facebook for marketing, just because I do have family on there, and I like to keep it away from that, because I do know that kids like under the age of 18 use Facebook. So I don't personally post on Facebook for that reason. I do, however, have a Twitter. Twitter is really good with allowing people to advertise for OnlyFans. Another really good one, if you are thinking about becoming a creator, is Reddit. Reddit is a really good one. There's tons of sites that you can do. There's tons of ways that you can promote. So if you want to do that, definitely check out Reddit. Definitely check out Twitter. Sorry. And those are definitely your ways to do that. But oh, and Instagram. Instagram, you can. I know that people have gotten banned. I'm not really sure why or how they managed to do that. If you go and use like a URL tree, then you'll be able to kind of get around that in Instagram. I've had Instagram since I started OnlyFans, which was back in the end of July. It was like the last week, so I technically counted as like August, because that was like my first like full month. But yeah, so if you I just lost my train of thought. I'm so sorry. So yeah, so if you go and you do that, then Instagram is a really good way to also market yourself and meet people, actually, because I've met a bunch of people from Europe and I am personally from the United States. So it builds a way, or like it makes a way for you to kind of branch yourself out there a little more. I've been able to talk to other creators through Instagram, so that was pretty cool. I haven't talked to them in forever, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. Should see what they're up to. So another thing that kind of sucks about, I'm sorry, I'm reading off, not fully reading off a list, but I made a list because I'm so forgetful, and so you'll kind of tell that in the video. But yeah, so anywho, another thing that kind of sucks about OnlyFans is the fact that your fans are putting a lot of trust into you, okay? You have to be really dedicated, and there's going to be a whole other video about this in the future. But you have to be really dedicated, and they're putting a lot of trust, and so if you don't hold up to your end of the bargain, that just ruins it for a bunch of people. There's things like the Bella Thorne scandal that kind of ruined it a lot. OnlyFans actually ended up going and creating like different rules and regulations for their site. So as a content creator, that kind of sucks. I don't remember what exactly their bar was held to. I know that, I want to say like the top out for tips was like 200 or 250. I'm going to have to double check that. But now, because of the Bella Thorne scandal, the top out for tips is only $100. So essentially, like, creators are losing money. They're not able to post in their comfort zone for like high priority, like high quality pictures and videos and stuff. I personally have a free page. I keep all my pictures and videos pretty cheap. They're anywhere between about $3 to $6. Sometimes I will go over that scale if I do think that something that I've done, or like picture bundles or whatever, are like worth more, then like I will make them more. But for the most part, my prices are pretty low, and I've really like I've personally seen a better outlook with that. So yeah, I don't know. So like with that said, you need to make sure that you stay consistent, and you need to make sure that you're trustworthy. Yeah. Another thing that they had ended up changing, because of the whole Bella Thorne, scandal was, no, actually, it wasn't. It wasn't Bella Thorne. There was a different, I don't remember who it was, but it was like a different female who ended up having an OnlyFans, and they ended up going and talking about, how much they made on referrals. So before, it was gonna be 5% of whoever refers you. You get 5% for the lifetime. But now it's 5% for the first year that they have an OnlyFans, and then or it's for the first, I think it's like million. I need to check that. Yeah, or for the first $1 million dollars that they make, and then that's like the cap out. So either whatever they make for the first year, you get 5% of, or it's like the first $1 million, and then that's the cap out. So that kind of sucks. I'm gonna have to go and do a little more research on what exactly happened with that female. I literally just watched like 5 videos about it, but I don't know. Like I said, I'm really forgetful, so this is why we make lists. This is why we talk about what we need to. Yeah. Another thing that also sucks is the fact that on top of having lower prices for tips, they also take out 20% of whatever you make. So say that you posted up a picture for $5. That picture is not actually going to be $5. They're going to take 20% out of the $5, and then you'll get whatever that is. And they do that for everything that you post. So, or like every dollar that you make type of deal. So say that somebody sends you a $10 tip because they want X, Y, and Z, then you go and you give them X, Y, and Z, but OnlyFans is going to go and take 20% of that money that they send you. So that kind of sucks. Another thing to add on to that is not only do they take 20%, but because you are self-employed, because you need to fill out a separate paper, you don't get health insurance taken out, you don't get like any of the taxes or anything taken out. Because of all of that, you need to make sure that you keep about 20 to 30% of whatever you make for the year into a separate savings account or into a separate bank account, because you're going to have to go and pay taxes on that at the end of the year. If you're not prepared for that, if you go and blow all of your money, you're just gonna get in trouble with the IRS, like, you're just gonna get in trouble, and, like, you're gonna have to pay it all back, and you're gonna have to, like, figure it out at the end of the year, and it's just, like, it's a whole mess. So you're better just staying on top of it now. That way you're not worried about anything later on. So that's kind of a bummer, but as long as you're good at managing money, as long as you're good at kind of keeping up on things, then you should honestly be fine. So what I personally end up going and doing is, at the end of the month, whatever I make, I go and subtract 20% of that, and then that gets put into a savings, and then the rest of it is mine, like, for the month or whatever. And then I go and pay off bills, and then whatever else. So that's kind of that. Kind of another thing to kind of keep thinking about, I guess, or to keep in mind, is that OnlyFans is not for everyone. And I mean that in the business aspect, but I mean that in, like, the creator aspect as well. I've heard about a lot of people getting criticized. I've heard a lot of about a lot of people, like, getting bullied or, like, getting looked down on. There's a lot of men who won't date females because they show off their bodies to to other people, and because they're, like, a creator or whatever. And there's just, like, a really negative stigma. So that's kind of something that you need to think about. Personally, my family doesn't know that this is what I do. I'm sure that they'll eventually find out. I'm sure that a lot of people will eventually find out. I actually quit my job to become an OnlyFans creator, which we'll go into that in a different video. But so I know that there's a lot of people that know that they just don't say anything. But there are a lot of people that will go and be vocal about it, and it will get to you, or maybe it won't. Maybe you just don't care. Awesome. Great. But if you're a person that, like, really cares about what people think, then it's like, this might not be the job for you. So that's kind of just, like, something you need to think about. I wanna word this, I just don't know how to word this. So, because this kind of ties in. So, along with the criticism from other people, from, like, personal friends and families, when you're a creator, you're gonna get a lot of, I'm sorry, but douchebags, or, like, a lot of really, like, rude people. I don't know what I'm allowed to, like, say or not say on YouTube. I probably should have looked that up before starting this. But, like, no, seriously, like, you're gonna find a lot of people who are really entitled and who don't have any respect for your personal time, your home life, like, your lifestyle. They're not gonna care. They're gonna want you to go and wait on them hand and foot when you go and get thousands of fans or hundreds of fans or whatever. You're gonna get certain individuals that you're gonna go and take a nap, and then you're gonna wake up and you're gonna have 20 some odd messages of this dude blowing you up, which is not a bad thing, but also it's not a great thing when you have a free page and they don't go and spend any money. I've definitely had that a couple times, because I've gone and I've offered my phone number. I've gone and offered my Snapchat, and the more that you give to people, the more that they're like, ooh, okay, let's see what she's up to. Let's see how she's doing. Let's this, let's that. Which is great. I love making connections with people. I love doing that. Like, that is my biggest thing with becoming a creator. But when I go and take a nap and this dude's been following me for 6 months, and you go and you check in their little bar that they haven't paid anything, like, but they're just blowing you up, and they're, like, criticizing you, and they're like, oh, you're a whore, oh, like, you're a slut, or, oh, you're this, oh, you're that, because you took 2 hours to respond because you were sleeping, or because, for me personally, I have a baby. So I've gone and given her a bath and then come back and check my accounts, and I'm like blown up because I was gone for 30 minutes or 10 minutes or 5. There's been days where it's been like 5 minutes, and it's like, dude, like, what are you doing? So you're definitely going to get a lot of that, which is kind of a bummer, because it does kind of ruin it for people, and, you know, it gets to a point where enough is enough, and so if you go and you vocalize that enough is enough, like, they're obviously going to go and have some type of reaction to that, which could potentially make you lose not just one follower, but multiple followers. So you gotta think about it in that kind of thing, and like that kind of sucks. But for me personally, like, I want to have fun. I want to give my fans everything that they possibly like want, but I want them to realize that I also have a baby. I want them to realize that I also have life and responsibilities and other things that I do need to take care of. So that is kind of my thing about that. I don't know if people really like, I don't know how many people actually go and mention that, but that is something that like bothers me, I guess, and you will end up seeing it. I currently have 1.8K fans, so it's like the more fans that you have, the more that are gonna require a lot of attention. And I don't mind, you know, if somebody's like kind of scared about like sending over money, or like I don't mind, like I don't mind if people aren't blowing like a bunch of money on me like right away or whatever. Like, that's fine. Like, get to know me first. But if it's been 6 months and like you're just kind of there because you want to get hard and be like, see ya, like that's when it's not, like, that's when it's not okay with me. Because this is a lifestyle, this is a business, and that's just something that my fans have to understand, is that, yes, I want to have fun, I want to be dirty, I want to do this, I want to do that, but at the same time, like, this is also my career. So that's kind of that. Another thing about the site that also is kind of an issue, is the fact that some videos take a lot longer to upload. So I've posted 5-minute videos and it'll take forever. And I've posted 20-minute videos where it's like, oh my god, this is so long, like, what is going on? But vice versa, I've posted 5-minute videos and they've gone super quick. I post 1-minute videos and they've gone super quick. 20-minute videos and it's like, oh, okay, like, that's not that bad. And so it's like, sometimes it lags and you never really can tell when it will, and I feel like it always happens at like the worst times ever, you know? And you can't just go and exit out of the tab. So I kind of detour around it a little bit. I'll go, like, if I'm doing it mobilely, if I'm doing it on my phone, I'll just have that up. I'll make sure not to refresh it. I'll make sure not to like do anything with it. And then I'll go onto OnlyFans again, in like a separate tab, and I'm kind of able to get around with it that way. Or I'll keep OnlyFans up on my laptop or computer, and then I'll just kind of, like, with the video, and then I'll kind of just go on OnlyFans and respond to other messages and stuff like that through my phone. So you'll definitely want to make sure that you have at least 2 devices that you're able to do OnlyFans with. I know that my phone likes to go and exit out, which then creates longer of uploading videos like that, so that kind of sucks, but that's also just like a device issue, not really like an OnlyFans issue. But like I said, longer videos do take longer. It sucks, but you kind of just gotta get around it sometimes. I think the last thing, honestly, is that, like, you gotta want it. We're gonna go into more, like I said, like, we're gonna go into more depth with it later, but, like, you got to want it. End of story, point blank. If you want to do it, you can do it, you will do it, you will find a way. You are able to go and, if you put your mind to it, you are able to make OnlyFans as much or as little as possible. I actually have a list of what I've made in the last few months, and I won't tell you like the exact amount, but I was in the 2000s for the first 2 months. September, I made about $1,200. October, I had a really rough month. I only made like $969.30. That kind of sucked, but I was going through a lot, so honestly, like, that was on me. November, I bounced back and ended up making $1,052. December was a little over $1,100. January actually was a little over $4,000, and this month, February, is a little over $3,000 with 4 days left. I'm like $100 and some odd dollars away from being at last month's highest, like exceeding last month's highest. So with that being said, this is not like a boast, this is not me bragging, this is if you dedicate yourself to the hours, if you dedicate yourself to OnlyFans, then like you can do it. But the problem with that is if you're not dedicated, if you're just kind of like, yeah, whatever, like, I just want it for the extra money, you're not going to have a good outlook. Like, you need to make the most of it, and you need to dedicate yourself. You need to be, like, willing to put in the work. Like I said, I'll make another video and go over that, but I think I've talked to you guys long enough because it's been about 26 minutes, and this is a really long video, so I apologize. I hope you guys watched the whole thing. If you didn't, I guess you're not going to see this part, but if you did, I appreciate you. Check out my OnlyFans down below. If I inspired you at all, feel free to go and use my referral link. If you have any questions, then you can follow me or leave a comment, and I will go and get back to you as soon as possible. You can also go and check out my Instagram. I'll leave that, and I'll respond to messages, or my Reddit. Yeah, that's about it. So, thanks for watching, guys.